What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a all-star recap of Court Kings. I'm Aboud Abdallah. I'm joined by Mr. Sportsmark himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Anderson. Joe, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Not too much, man. Yeah, you like the intro, right? Yeah, Mr. Sportsmark. That's what you are, man. You out here politicking for us in the streets, so you know what I'm saying. Got to hold you up to that. Oh man, but here we are, the Monday following All-Star Weekend. I don't know about you. I really enjoyed All-Star Weekend. There were a couple of things that needed to kind of be worked out. There's a couple of controversial issues, but overall, I really liked how All-Star Weekend went in Chicago. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, no, I really like this, man. The biggest thing for me, I think, was the new format of the All Star game. That was really good to me. Yeah, there were some controversial things, with the dunk contest and everything. We'll touch on that, but I really liked it. Some parts of me kind of ran a little long and could have just come on, let's get all the action. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. And I think that's like that's something that going forward they should do like every year. Like it was like really good to see me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, they had it seemed like a large outpouring of support for how All Star Weekend went, especially concluding Sunday night's game. The fans really voiced their opinions on social media, Bleacher Report, different outlets that allowed them to voice their opinions. And let's just get right into it, man. Friday night was the Rising Stars game. We were able to see Team USA versus Team World. I remember previously in previous years it was a rookie and sophomore game, kind of the same element to it, but just changed to Team USA versus Team World. Great game. It was great to see all of the young guys come out and put on a show. Of course, Luca and Trey Young obviously were headlining it. They probably the two people from this younger generation of players that are going to lead us for the next 10 years or so, barring any kind of hopefully no health or injuries or anything like that to come up. But a couple players that stuck out to me. Obviously Luca hit that half court shot. Him and Trey had a good laugh about it at halftime. The one thing that really stood out to me though, and I really liked halftime, I think Team USA was down at half. Miles Bridges goes into the locker room, picks up his phone, and at halftime tweets that the meme of the dude sitting up playing video games next to his friends. He's like, "All right, bet." And then dude comes out, wins MVP. Like that's kind of crazy. Throws off the one handed dunk off the backboard to himself. Just comes out crazy. And ends up finishing it strong for Team USA.
Yeah, that was an awesome moment. Like my favorite moment was the Trey Young and the Luka shot at halftime. Though that was just hilarious. Like I was watching that and Luka looked up and he just watched the time go down. He just timed it perfectly. And Trey Young even played defense on it. He's like, I'm not letting this guy make this. He just drained it, just directly in Trey Young's face. And Trey just started dying laughing, like, "Come on, like you can't be serious, yo." That
What
was
else is he supposed to do at that point?
yeah, like it was like even past half court. It was like I don't even know. It was like four half court, and he just drained like it was a regular three. Like that was probably one of my favorite moments. That and I'd have to say like just Zion and Ja Morant, just, like those guys. I mean, yeah, they played AAU together and everything, but it's like you think they were playing on the Pelicans or together or something like that. Like those two are awesome. Ja Morant's like I'm really liking him. He's like it's almost like he's like all about business. Like even if it's All Star Weekends, a Rising Stars game, like supposed to go out and have fun, and like they had an interview with him, and he was just like one two word responses, like yeah, we gotta play harder. That's all. Yep, just like ran off. Like dude, like have fun. Like I
Literally,
was like man, like loosen it up. Jeez.
man. But I did like how I think the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, given that Zion did miss damn near the entire first half of the NBA season, I think it was cool that all the other players, including the second year players, kind of stepped aside and were kind of like, not like go ham this last minute and a half, like go crazy, do whatever. He missed the dunks, but it was kind of cool to see that embrace from like the older players and even the other rookies. Like, not like obviously you're the guy, you were the number one overall pick. Like,
Mhm.
go ham, go crazy. So I think it's great, and I really like the fact that now my issue with this format of Team USA versus Team World is that for the first couple of years of implementing this, Team World was kind of lacking talent, but now with the influx of more international talent that you're seeing being drafted into the NBA, this could be like a staple of All-Star Weekend for the next however many years to come, because like you said, it was competitive. It put on a great show for the upcoming talent in the NBA. And yeah, I really like everything that it brought to us for All-Star Friday night.
Yeah. I like this whole USA versus the world thing. I like that. I like the new format of it. Like before, like rookies were sophomores, it was all right, but then I guess he kind of got the whole thing where, like when Ben Simmons started playing in it and everything. I think that's kind of when everybody was like, all right, like we get that you're hurt, we get that whatever happened, whatever. Like you really should be playing in the game. Like after that, they kind of moved on from it. I mean, he's still like, isn't he like, was he from Australia or something like that?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I like the way it was. I like the new format, and I like seeing all these other kids from like around the world, and it just shows off a lot of the diversity in the NBA. It's pretty awesome to me. So I like the game. I thought it was pretty good.
No, that's true. That's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. Ben Simmons being a third-year sophomore, and
Like,
the rookie sophomore game definitely would not have worked out. So, it
oh,
definitely brings up a great point.
that makes sense.
Let's keep it rolling. All-Star Saturday night. Previously to this year, my favorite night of All-Star Weekend. You got the skills competition. You got the three-point contest. You got the slam dunk contest. And previous years, I may be dating back a little bit. I think they had like the Shooting Stars Challenge where they would have like one legend, one WNBA player, one NBA player just shooting shots from all over the court. That was like vintage All-Star Weekend for me, but this weekend definitely didn't disappoint. So skills competition. As you know, my boy Bam, representing 305 Miami, took it home for everybody. I'm pretty sure. I think it came down to him and Sabonis as the last two guys, right? It's like
Was it close?
I'm pretty sure. I think it was him and Domantas Sabonis, or either Jason Tatum, but I'm pretty sure it's Sabonis. But the thing that I found interesting on it is that it's a skills challenge, and it came down to two stretch fours. That, like, yeah, I get it. We're in the day and age where, the point forward, the power forward is asked to do more than he's ever had to do previously. But the fact that the skills competition came down to two power forwards, that was kind of interesting to me. I think there was a stat, don't quote me if I'm wrong here, but I think there was a stat that before this competition, Bam was hitting something astronomically low from 3-point line. And to be able to come out and hit those clutch threes to cap it off and take the trophy home, man, I gotta tell you what, I was excited. I was hyped. I was screaming, man.
It was I was mad. I was mad because he uh he beat Dinwiddie in the first round. Like that was
Oh yeah.
I was so upset by that. Like he just made it. It was like so easy. It was like Bam was the center. It was like Bam was like a point guard, or a shooting guard, or something like that. He just casually he made the passes, and Spence was missing passes. I'm like, Spence, what are you doing? You're embarrassing us. Like, and then he just walked down the court, just drain him, straight to three. I'm just like, who who is this guy? Like, he's
Yeah.
a good player. And it was awesome to see, but I'm in my room sitting here like, let's go, Spence, let's go, and then he just loses like first round, like the first matchup. And even like before that, and I was talking to my brother while they were doing the introduction, and everybody was up there, and they're like, "Who's gonna go first?" And I was like, "Watch me, Spencer Dinwiddie," and they were just like, "Spencer Dinwiddie." I was like, "Oh boy." I was just sitting here, and then they're like, "And who's he gonna face?" I was like, "With our it's gonna be Bam Adebayo." Bam Adebayo. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Hey, Spencer? Isn't he a previous skills champ?
Yeah, he won 2 years ago,
2 years ago, right?
Tatum won last year. Bam beat Tatum in the final. That's what it was.
Oh,
So,
Bam beat Tatum in the final. Yeah, I think he beat Sabonis the round beforehand to get to the finals. But it was
I was I was so bad. The only thing that like it was I can say like it was just destiny for Spence to lose because Bam won. So if Bam would have beat Spence and then lost somebody else, I've been like leaders above Spence. But it was destiny for Bam to win. So all right, Spence, whatever. Like I'll give you this one. Next, don't lose no more power forwards no more though. Made me so mad.
but once again, man, just the like the changing up of like the format to implement, because this was strictly like a guard and maybe like a small forward if they were like a small forward with handles, strictly like for those positions type of competition. The fact that they added in forwards, and I believe last year they may have had a center or two. That's kind of interesting because it kind of shows that they're very aware of how the game is changing and that they know that there are more skills positions than just the 1 through 3. So, I mean, once again, man, hats off to the NBA. A great competition, great Saturday night. Now the next competition, the 3-point contest. I don't know who you had winning this competition. I forgot who I had winning this competition as soon as Devin Booker stepped onto the court for that first round. I think dude had 25 or 27 in the first round, and I was like, oh, this guy, he's pissed. He didn't get picked to be an all-star. He's only here because Dame is hurt. He's about to shut it down completely. And then I remember I think it was him, Buddy Hield, and how'd your boy Joe Harris do? Do you remember? Was he in it this year?
Joe Harris had, I think it was 22 or 23 in the first round. He didn't make it to the final. I think the final was the two in Bertans.
Oh yeah, the two of them, and then Burton's from where is he played in
on the Wizards now.
Yeah, he plays for the Wizards now. Yeah, which was crazy because I remember when he first came out, I was like, this guy has an ugly jump shot. Like, what kind of form is this? Dude came out and shut me up. I was like, holy shit! All right,
but he can shoot though. He can shoot.
I'm about to use this guy in 2K right quick.
He's automatic in game though.
It's crazy. And then it must have sucked, having All-Star Weekend in your home city where you play for. Zach LaVine came out, kind of started off pretty slow, finished hot, just like Joe Harris, barely missed making it to the championship round. I think maybe in the future they need to look at expanding it to more than just 3 contestants. I know it's more time consuming, but I figured if you bring it to 4, then from 4 you bring it to the final 2 and kind of have them kind of go at it against each other. I would like to see them go at it at the same time on opposing sides of the court. I know how hard that is for production reasons because you got all the cameramen, you got all these different people on the court. But I just think for the sake of competition, knowing that somebody is like on the other side of that court doing exactly what you're doing, it kind of lights a fire under you to kind of really make sure that you knock your shots down. But yeah, man. But Buddy Hield came, shut it down, beat out Devin Booker for a 3-point contest. Man, what'd you think about that?
Yeah, just watching that final, like when Bertans went and he put up I think he put up like 23 or something like that. All right, that's pretty solid, but it's like with Devin Booker here, that's not getting it done. And then Booker goes out and drains like 26, something like that. I'm like, oh, this is over. This is over. He just walked up and just missed like 3-4 shots. I think it was like 3. And then Hield walks up and he starts off like, all right. And then like the last like 2 racks, my man just like lit up. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, like I've never been excited for an All-Star Weekend like as much as I was this past one. Like it's been kind of dying me. This one like really lit a fire in me. Like I was just watching him in my room, just watching him, and like he got to like 20, and they were just like, oh, he needs like all of these. And he just bang, 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 and they're like 25, and then he hit that last one, bang, 27, and he left the arm. He goosenecked him. He left the arm.
My God.
And the whole crowd's going crazy. The players jumping up and down, and Devin Booker was smiling. He was like kind of itching like this, like hopefully. And he just drained it, and he was just like, like. I can't even get my revenge right. Like, I can't even go out and win. Like,
man,
points is enough to win a 3-point contest. It's crazy.
Like, oh yeah.
But that was really good. It was really exciting. I really enjoyed that, man. It was crazy. But yeah,
for sure, man. And I'm happy for Buddy because dude's been moved around so many times around the league. He's such a great player. He deserves to be like a piece of a winning. Of a winning like title contender team, and so hopefully this kind of boosts everybody's attention on him and kind of puts him in a better position because Buddy can hoop easily. He's this dude, volume shooter, as we saw from the 3-point contest, can totally light it up. So hopefully this brings a little bit more recognition to his game. So moving forward, slam dunk contest. Slam dunk contest, we had Dwight Howard, Pat Connaughton, Derrick Jones Jr., airplane mode, and then Aaron Gordon made his return to the slam dunk contest. Everybody was really excited. I think that him coming back, had this gone correctly, would have brought back previous winners like Zach LaVine. I don't know if you saw over the weekend, Zach LaVine posted a video of himself attempting a 360 from the foul line. Like, dude is not human. Can you imagine had he hit that in the slam dunk contest? We're talking about winner. Just go home. It's over. It's a wrap. So, and the thing that I feel like they need to stop doing celebrity judges for the slam dunk contest, because it's like, what's Common gonna tell Aaron Gordon when it comes to dunking? Like, Common, like
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman is like 5'8", 5'9". Like, buddy, I don't even know if you can hit rim if you jump. Like, I don't know what's about to happen, but
I doubt it.
Crazy, man, crazy. I mean, so let's get into the competition. To me personally, Dwight Howard, severely underwhelming. That first dunk, he did the 360. Yeah, he posed in the air. Yeah, it looks cool because he's 7 feet tall. So, yeah, it's great body control, great composure, ability to finish. But it's like, dude, you treat this like you treat everything else in your career. You didn't take it seriously. You came out, you were all goofs. You were all laughing. It was all just, I get it. It's a good time. But at the same time, it's like, people paid tickets to come here and watch this. Like, you're just going to do like a regular, like, I guess 360 one-hand dunk, when for you, like, that's nothing. You could do that from just under the basket. You don't have to come up and do that. Yeah, so he was completely underwhelming to me. Pat Connaughton from the Bucks, dude is surprised the hell out of me. I'm going to be honest with you. When they told me he was in the slam dunk contest, I saw Pat Connaughton's name. I was like, who is this guy? Dude came out and did the white men can't jump dunk, dressed up like Billy Hoy. That, I was like, all right, this dude gets it. This dude gets it.
That was dope, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I first saw him, and me and John, when we first like saw Pat Connaughton in the dunk contest, well, I can't speak for him honestly, but I don't know what he thought. But I was just like, why is Pat Connaughton in the dunk contest? Like, what are you about to do? Like, and then like, yeah, after seeing Dwight, I was just like, okay, Dwight, you're wasting time. There's no reason you should be in the dunk contest. Like, to anybody else, and I would have enjoyed it more. Like, 30-some years, 34, 35 years old, be doing this random basic, like, 360s, like, come on. So after seeing that, I was like, okay, this is already crap. The hell's Pat Connaughton gonna do? And he comes out and puts some shit up. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, Pat. Excuse me. Let me see what you got. Like, like you said, the white man can't jump. I was like, yo, let's go Pat Connaughton. Let's go buy this. I was about to go get that Connaughton jersey. I was like, bro, I'm a big fan of Pat Connaughton.
I was about to say, you were on the NBAstore.com looking up Pat Connaughton jerseys.
I was about to get that full. You got to customize it though. You know that they don't carry that.
Yeah, no.
Like $400. Custom. Get ready to drop it. Like my boy Pat Connaughton.
It's not the hero. It's not the hero we wanted, but he was the hero we needed. So, I mean, all right. So Derrick Jones Jr., Aaron Gordon make it to the second round. The judges at one point, I felt like the judging was pretty even. I thought they were going to give some bullshit a 50. It came out, gave it a couple 8s, gave it a 9. I think there was even a 7 in there. And I was like, okay, these guys, they're here to actually, they want to show too. They're not just here happy to be here, so I'm going to give you a 10 just because you did some stuff that I can't do. You know what I'm saying? Then the final came up, Derrick Jones Jr. versus Aaron Gordon. And both dunks that initially got them to the tiebreaker, very good dunks. Incredible dunks. Both showed incredible athleticism. Derrick Jones Jr., it looks so effortless for him. Like, he literally is able to contort his body and move in different ways that a man of his height shouldn't be able to. But I guess with his athleticism and how slender he is, this dude could just move however he wants to in there. The thing about Aaron Gordon is, he's athletic. Dude is bulky. You know what I'm saying? He's built more than your average NBA player. And the ability that he has to the vertical leap, just to be able to jump up from great distances, contort his body, move himself around, that's what makes what he does so astonishing. The dunk itself is great, but looking at you, you shouldn't be able to do this. Like, you're a fringe small forward, power forward build, and you're just out here dunking like you're like a 2 guard. You know what I'm saying? Crazy athleticism.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of those two, I don't care who won. Like, I was kind of pulling for Aaron Gordon, just because I feel like he got kind of robbed the year with Zach LaVine, and like, and no disrespect to Derrick Jones, like he came in, he shut it down too. And like for him, to, like you said, like to be jumping how he was jumping and contorting his body, and then dunking with like power. It's not like, oh, I barely got there. Like he was like trying to break the rim when he's dunking. I'm like, damn, like this dude can throw. Like like so seeing him come out and like and touch it down like that, like I was like, yo, he he did great. Me personally, like I don't want to get ahead of it what we're gonna talk about, but like just what I feel about the end of it was just I feel after they did those couple dunks and like I said, got the tiebreaker or their first dunk they did in the tiebreaker, they should have just stopped it right there. Like
Mhm.
in my opinion, I think they should have stopped it. They should have been co-champions and been done with it. Like that would have been like the perfect ending to everything. Like instead of just keep begging them to keep going and seeing what else they could pull out. Like not everybody has 10 dunks that they could just pull out and just like guarantee a 50. Like Derrick Jones had great dunks. All Aaron Gordon dunks were 50s. Like some of them, yeah, like I guess he kind of did something. He kind of did a dunk that was similar to Derrick Jones's. So like, that one should have been a 50, but it shouldn't even have got that far. Like their first round of the tiebreaker, like they both got 50s. Should have been done right there.
Mhm.
Ended. Hand them both the trophy. They both hold the trophy up over their head, take a picture, co-champions, done. You know, everybody's happy. Aaron Gordon gets a dunk contest title. Derrick Jones gets the title, and that's it. But like I know you're gonna have your how your opinion of how it ended and everything, and I don't just blame. I'm not gonna be like everybody else and everybody like, oh, it's D Wade's fault, like because it's not like everybody else gave Aaron Gordon a 10 and D Wade gave him a 9. Like there were 3 9s on the board. Like it wasn't just him. And again, I think it was him. I want to say it was he gave him a 9. Candace Parker gave him a 9. I think it was Chadwick Boseman gave him a 9. So it's like it's not just D Wade. And like D Wade said, like he was like I walked off the stage and they told me to come back. They told me to go back on the stage, and they wouldn't let me walk off. Like now, obviously, nobody's gonna. If you say nah, I'm done, and just walk off, nobody's gonna stop you and like put their hands on you. You're doing Wade, but like at the same time, it's like I would have been like, nah, like we're done. Like there's no reason to keep going. Like they're gonna because we're gonna end up somebody's gonna end up getting screwed out of this. Like and people are gonna be pissed, and that's exactly what happened. Like I won't say like Aaron Gordon. I'm not gonna say he got screwed, but like it shouldn't have got to that. Shouldn't have got to that point. They both should have got 50s. They both should have died. That should have been the end of it. But now Aaron Gordon, and that's the thing that's gonna ruin things. Now Aaron Gordon said like I'm never gonna do it again. Like I'm retired. So I should have 2 titles. I got screwed twice. I'm done. I'll never do dunk contest again. And that just ruins the game. That ruins the contest. Like one of the best dunkers that we've seen probably ever in a long time is now in the prime of his career. Now he's never going to do dunk again in dunk contests.
It's a shame, man. It's really a shame. Obviously, I'm a homer. I like, despite all the bullshit, I love Bam winning the skills comp. I love Derrick Jones winning the slam dunk competition. But also, it's like you said, when they finished both their dunks in the championship round or the final round, exactly how you saw it. They should have ended in a tie, co-champions. Everybody walks away happy, even if you felt like you should have been the single champion. You'll take that co-championship title. But it walked away. It left a bad taste in Aaron Gordon's mouth. And like I touched on prior to discussing the actual competition, for previous winners who may have thought like, okay, well, let me see if maybe I want to get it back. It's like, oh man, well, they called Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine's dunk contest potentially the greatest dunk contest of all time. If
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon, who you could have gone either way in that competition, had you said Zach LaVine won, all right, cool. Had you said Aaron Gordon won, all right, cool. To come back now and to be screwed like this, I just think that closes the door on previous winners that want to come back now and see if they still got it while they still can. So now you're going to be looking for fresh talent that's never done it before. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know if Derrick Jones Jr. will come back next year to do this because he won in such a controversial manner. I don't know if it's even in him to, I did it, they gave it to me. I probably shouldn't have gotten it, but at least by myself. So now I don't know what's going to happen next year if I come back and there's some new guy there that does some crazy shit like I did. It's like you can't can't really predict these kinds of things.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And I mean, now, I mean, yeah, like you said, you got to go back and maybe I don't know. I don't know who you get for next year now because I don't think any of those four. I mean, shoot, if you're Connaughton, I'd like to see Connaughton back in next year. What else he could do? But I mean, if you're Derek Jones and you're Aaron Gordon and you're Dwight, you're done. Like especially, I wouldn't even invite Dwight back one, but
Oh yeah,
other two, Gordon and Jones, I if I'm them, I'm like I'm done. Like Aaron Gordon's definitely he's done, and Derek Jones like I got my chip. Unless Derek Jones wants to defend his title or something like that. Other than that, I'm Derek Jones. I'm done too. Like again, like you said, for them to end it the way they did, it was just crap. And then just like I even said it on Facebook, I was like, way to just ruin All Star Weekend. Like that just ruined dunk. Like, it could have been a perfect ending to the night. And he just ruined it. Like, and I feel like maybe the judges were all thinking the same thing. Like we're gonna keep handing out 50s back to back and blah blah. So let's just end it. I feel like I feel like that's what they all kind of thought. But if that's the case, you should have all five judges should have just said, we're going to stop judging and just say, you know what, we're done. Like all five of them should have just said, no, we're done. Not sit here and give somebody a 9 just to get the competition over and done with and screw them. Like all five judges should have been like, it was a great contest. We're going to end it in a tie, co-champions, and we're done. Like, that's how they should have ended. But they all chose to just try to be that person, take to give somebody a 9 to end the contest. Like, oh, or we'll be here all day. Like, but now look what you did to the game. Look what you did to the competition. You ruined it. So, other people were just like, oh, wait to bitch for that. This and that. I'm like, he's not the only person that gave him a 9.
yeah.
Like if he was, it would have been he would have got a 49. He got a 47. More people screwed him. And it shouldn't have been. Again, it shouldn't even come to that. It should have been it's a tie. We're done. But they had to ruin it. It's unfortunate. But I
It
mean,
is.
overall, it was great. I liked a lot of things about the dunk contest. And I liked a lot of things about All Star Weekend in general. And I actually was on Twitter and I saw people saying like tweeting at the NBA like, "Come fix the Pro Bowl." Like people were saying that now. They're like, they're like, "Come fix this." Like, it's the Pro Bowl. Everybody's like, the Pro Bowl's like crap. Come fix this now. So I don't know. Maybe the Pro Bowl can figure out some type of way to. I don't know what the Pro Bowl could really do. You can't really do a dunk contest in football. So
That's the thing is that the activities, and not to get caught off, by the way, check out Nosebleed section if you want more football talk, but not that there's similarities in what they could do because obviously it's two separate games, but just, first thing I think that they really need to do is stop hosting the Pro Bowl in Orlando. That's what I think that's what they need to do because every time that they do it in a Florida city or whatever the case is, the weather's so unpredictable. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be playing in some kind of rainy condition. If it's not on the day of the actual Pro Bowl, it's the day of when they do like their little mini competition for the throwing and for all this stuff. But yeah, they definitely need to figure out a way out. Shit, and how the NFL? Let them know it's good because they don't know how to run a Pro Bowl weekend. So, but getting back to All Star Weekend, so covered Friday night, covered Saturday night, the big show. Sunday night, the All Star game. I was actually in Chicago this weekend, Saturday and Sunday night. So, and I was downtown for a bit. I didn't go to the game because tickets were astronomical. So there's no way that I was gonna be able to finagle that. But just walking around downtown, it was a movie down there. It was outrageous. Uber rides were starting off at like $65 just to go like 6 miles down the road. Crazy stuff. But the city came alive. I was down in Millennium Park. They had the whole city lit up in red, white, and blue for the NBA All-Star game. They had buildings with the images depicted on them, NBA All-Star game. The Bulls Arena was a madhouse downtown. And starting off, this was I think this was the third installment of the format where it would be Team LeBron versus a team of his choice or a team of whatever the other player's choice. And, I think last year there was a bit of a conversation, and then this year was also a bit of a conversation. I don't think Giannis knows how to pick teams, or maybe he has such a creative eye for talent that he's able to pick teams consisted of players that maybe other people wouldn't pick. and there was a conversation about, this was going to not be entertaining. This was going to be leaning more towards one side. LeBron had damn near everybody on his team. I think during the draft, Giannis made a point. There was Kemba Walker, Trae Young, and James Harden left, and everybody was assuming he was going to take James Harden. He said, "No, I want somebody who's going to pass me the ball, so I'm going to take Kemba Walker." And I was like, what are you doing? I get it. Yeah, James is very ball dominant, but this is an all-star game. Like, you need somebody on your team that's going to light it up for you. And ended up going with Kemba Walker. Didn't really make that big of a difference, but I think that was a bit of the conversation beforehand as far as, the GMs of the all-star teams and how they went about selecting the players on their team.
Yeah, I heard about that as well. I saw the video and everything while they were doing it, and I don't know, James Harden. I saw his response, but like I forget exactly what he did or said about it. But like he was like you said, you had like you had like this is a real game. Like you had like this is like an NBA regular season game. Like this is an all-star game. Like get somebody that can go out and drop 40 for you. Like just go get some of the best players in the NBA. Like there's not really a case. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it's not biased because I kind of hate the way Harden plays, but I understand that's part of the game now. But the guy's a scorer. Like he can fill it up quick. Like you need somebody, and especially the way the format was this year. Like they're trying to score the most points per quarter, and then in the final quarter, you're trying to score that one target point or that one target point. So why don't you go get probably the best, if not one of the best scorers the game's probably ever seen, and just get him to fill it up for you? Like I don't know. Like again, like you said, it didn't make that big of a difference, and Kimba ended up dropping. I think it was like 23 points or 25 points, something like that. He actually had a good amount of points, but it's like, and I don't think he was even. I don't think it was like Kimba and Josh were really playing together like that anyway. So I don't see why like you would just go say something stupid like that. I don't know. It was just kind of weird. It was kind of immature of him to say that, but I also feel like he just kind of was trying to go after like younger players. I want to say I don't know. I mean, he had like Lowry and he had Kimba's not the youngest person, but then he got like Trae Young and he had a couple of younger players. So
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, so I don't know if he was trying to go after maybe like more younger players that were like more like up and coming, just about all stars. While LeBron was like, okay, well, if there's a top 30 in the league, I'm taking 1 through 15. You can have 16 through 30. And it's not the way LeBron. It's not like he cheated. It's just the best player on the board was at number one, and you picked the 10th. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not gonna say there's like a amazing. I mean, it's like think about like if KD and Durant and Klay Thompson were all playing, and it's like okay, Giannis, you have the first pick. KD's sitting there on the board, and then you go pick Oladipo. Like Oladipo's a baller, I get it, but like Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are sitting here. Like, why would you do that? So I don't know. I still enjoyed the game though.
No, it was a great game, and yeah, to your point, I understand, and it got very competitive, but especially in an all-star game when you know there's going to be minimal defense, it's like, why wouldn't you want somebody that's going to fill it up for you? But enough about the selection of the actual teams. Let's move on to, so the thing that I really enjoy about All-Star Weekend is that I love it when they have it in cities, and those cities really show you what they're all about. They make a presentation during the intro to kind of let you know the history of this city, how this city affected the game of basketball, and everything that's to come of it, and how far their roots reach as far as, everything that they're connected to. And I think they did a great job this year. They had Common as the main MC and as the intro person for the All-Star game. He went on like a little spoken word / rap fit with the kid growing up in Chicago and everything that he would grow up to achieve, touching on players like Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Anthony Davis, Derrick Rose, all from the city of Chicago and how far they came from it. Just absolutely incredible. They did the player intros, and then once the game got started, you were really able to see how important the format was. As we were saying, each quarter was essentially its own separate game. playing to see who would have the highest score at the end of the quarter. Whoever team had the highest score at the end of the quarter, $100,000 would go to the charity of their choice. It was really exciting to see the last couple of minutes of each quarter, the kids in each section that were representing the charities of each team going crazy, going ham, getting involved, really getting hyped. Because obviously, this directly benefits them, but it's like so cool to see the top talent of one of the greatest leagues on earth playing for your cause. So it gives you a little bit of an extra initiative to, really pay attention, to really be a part of the game. Yeah, absolutely. Team LeBron came out first quarter, did what Team LeBron, what we thought was going to happen. They won the first quarter. I'm not going to say it was by a landslide. I do think that it was a double-digit lead at the end of the first quarter. But then second quarter came out, and Team Giannis, he went to work personally. I think he had 18 or 20 points in that second quarter himself. I think the first, out of the first 20 points that were scored, I think 16 of them were his to begin. Giannis is he's a different breed, man. This dude doesn't care what kind of game it is. He's not there to have fun. He's not there to have a good time. He's there to win. If he's on the court, he wants to win. He wants to be the best player on the court. And this dude just went out there and took everybody's head off in the second quarter. Yeah, so how did you feel about the first half of basketball with Team LeBron taking the first and Team Giannis taking the second?
It's like how every All-Star game starts off. They do a lot of stuff for the fans. They do a lot of crazy passes and shooting from far beyond the 3-point line, all the slam dunks and all the alley oops and everything. And that's usually how the first half of the All-Star game starts. And that's just usually really it's cool. I like it. I always like seeing all the big dunks. And there's a lot of people I wanted to see too. I never understood why Russell Westbrook didn't dunk contest, or why he didn't just go ham in All-Star. You see how high Russell Westbrook jumps and how much power he dunks with. I want to see him really unleash. He doesn't unleash all the time. This is time to do it. I don't want to see you trying to break your forearm in a game, and then when everybody wants to see you what can Russell Westbrook do in the air? Then you're just doing little simple dunks. What are you doing? But it's usually how the first half of All-Star game goes. It's more for the enjoyment, fans. Again, it's also like you said, it's cool that they're playing for charities, and it makes it more entertaining. Not only for the players and the regular fans of basketball, but for younger kids and all those kids that were there. Not every kid was just like this. Kids were just actually engaged watching the game. They were into it. They were watching and they were supporting and cheering and everything. And then when the teams won, or Team LeBron's team won, just they're seeing their kids run onto the court and just storm the court and jumping down players and high fiving and handshaking and giving hugs and everything. And that's awesome. That's great. That's awesome to see. And you sit here and you have players. They're all you can see the players. You can see players having fun with the kids. The kids are having fun. It's not all right, we played the game, now we're all out. It's not we're down. They were going out trying to win it. LeBron was I'm trying to win this for the charity I chose. And of course, $400,000 to any charity can do amazing things for it. So, and I'm sure even after the game was over, I'm sure all these players probably gave money to both charities anyway. I'm sure they did something to that that aspect. They probably put some type of couple grand together a player, something like that. Probably maybe $25,000 to $10,000 a player. They probably just put it towards the charity anyway. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that came out later on. But it's awesome to see, and it shows that it's more than basketball. It's not just we're here to watch a game and watch a sport and leave. There's more to it than that, and there's more things at stake than just basketball being played. Again, $400,000 can go a long way in changing even a single child's life in a charity. So, it was awesome, man. What about the second half for you?
So the second half came out. Team LeBron won the first quarter. Team Giannis won the second quarter. The third quarter came out, and I think Team Giannis at that point had so I had a double-digit lead, but because of how the third quarter ended, the margin wasn't that large. So when the third quarter ended, I think they ended at 133, and so they added 24 to that to get 157 as the total that they needed to reach in the fourth quarter in order to win. Third quarter, extremely competitive. Obviously, it ended in a tie. The $100,000 that was going over to a charity would roll over to the fourth quarter. So that way, whoever won the fourth quarter would add the $100,000 to that total for the charity of their choice. And I loved it. That fourth quarter, that was probably the best fourth quarter of an NBA All-Star game since Jordan's last All-Star game, where he hit that shot in the corner of the court to send it to overtime. Got that chest bump from Allen Iverson. Before Kobe took over and ended up winning All-Star MVP. But probably one of the best fourth quarters of an All-Star game ever. The competitive nature, nobody wanted to come off the court. Nobody was giving anything for free. You saw blocks. You saw a lot of defense. You saw Giannis's controversial block on LeBron. You saw Rudy Gobert out there playing defense. What were you saying?
Controversial.
They were saying that it was a goaltending call and that it ended up. Yeah, they were saying that LeBron was laying it up, and then it either had just touched backboard or was on its way down, and then I think they ended up calling it a jump ball anyways.
Yeah.
So, and then, as the game started winding down, you kind of felt the intensity of the game. Nobody wanted to come off the court. Everybody's playing defense. All for it to end on an Anthony Davis free throw. Team LeBron would end up taking all the money for the charity of their choice. How did you feel about that sequence and the way that it played out? He missed the first one, made the second one, but how did you feel about that?
Yeah, it's tough, man, because the way that, and I love the concept of how they did that. They made the fourth quarter almost like a pickup game in the street, or basketball. It's like playing a game to like 21, like 5-on-5, so that part I really dug, and it was really cool. The way it ended, yeah, it's a little anticlimactic, and I feel like he walked up, and I feel like he purposely missed the first one, because when I watched it, the first one, he just walked up and just threw it, and it just boom, just hit mad hard and fell, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? You're not even trying. And then when he walked up the second one, and he the knees had the form, hit the flick, and it just went straight in, and he put his hands up with a little smile on his face, I know I was messing with y'all. He did that. I feel like he did it on purpose, but just the way it ended, I don't know. That is probably the one thing I know we were talking about before, but that'd probably be the one thing I probably would change. I don't know how you really would go about doing it. I don't know. If you're gonna make it like a street game, then you might as well just make it like a street game. If you either make it you could either make it win by 2 like a street game, or somebody gets fouled and you just go to the top of the key and just check it up.
That would be crazy to see with NBA players just checking it, check it out top.
It would be dope though, or just check up, or just go from the sideline inbounds and just play. You get your 24 seconds back on the clock, and you can still get your 6 fouls. You can still foul out, but just a foul, somebody have to make the game-winning shot. You just pull them down, just nah, it's not happening.
Not today.
They just gotta keep going from the sideline, because like they said, to end on a foul shot, it's kind of crap. Kind of BS after such a great game and just playing. It's like if you're in the park, how would you feel if you're playing a 5-on-5 in the park and you're losing 20-18, and the guy walks up and who gets free throws in the park? You just walk up and nail a free throw in the park. Come on, we ain't in the game. Run that back. We're not playing like this. So the ending was anticlimactic, but overall, man, I definitely enjoyed the new format, and I loved it. It was really good. And like I said before, I was really excited to watch it. I enjoyed all of All-Star Weekend, and like I said, I hadn't been watching a lot in the past. I just kind of tuned in for the slam dunk contest and stuff, and just like that whole format for the game and everything, I think that was like really good and rekindled me really wanting to watch it for in the future. What about you?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I love the whole thing. I saw Joel Embiid after the game said that you shouldn't be able to win on a free throw. I like your idea of if you get fouled, check it up top, just because that would be funny to see with basketball with like NBA players. But
Yeah,
uh, I saw an interesting theory. It was just in like a Bleacher Report thread of comments, so I can't credit who this idea came from, but they said that in the event, so let's say they use this format next year, and you're 1 point off or 2 points off from getting to your ideal or the goal that you're trying to get to, like the score wise. If you go to the free throw line and you're within 2 points of that score, the free throws that you make, those points should be negated from the opposing team as opposed to being added to yours. So it kind of gives them a disadvantage. Now, not only do we have to score, we got to make up the points that we just lost. Only because, like you said, nobody wants to lose on a free throw. I'm not saying that is the solution, but it is an interesting perspective to look at it from, aside from the one that you brought up. But just overall, the overall feeling of All Star Weekend is dope. It's one of those things. Ever since you're younger, All Star Weekend comes around, and it's just a fun time. You get to see the best of the league come together, put on a great show, and it really felt like one of those nostalgic All Star weekends. And I think this was the first time in 32 years Chicago hosted the All Star game, so it was great for them to be able to. Obviously, it sucks in the middle of February. Freezing their asses off down there. But great for the city, great for the league. LeBron James as a GM of an All-Star team is now 3-0. Take that with a grain of salt. Take that however you want it. Maybe he's just whoever he's picking against just has no idea what they're doing. But great All-Star weekend. Before we get on out of here, let's just run down a list real quick of things that have occurred since All-Star game, and we'll get out of here with that. Sound good, Joe?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So starting off, John Byline, the coach of the Cleveland Cavs, they're actually looking to potentially move on from him. So he's going to be meeting with Dan Gilbert, I believe, today. As of Monday, he's going to be meeting with Dan Gilbert to discuss his future with the team. Sucks. Cleveland, what a fall from grace. Obviously, you had LeBron James. You had a team that went to the final however many years in a row. But now it's like with a shortage of talent. Yes, they just got Andre Drummond. Yes, they have Kevin Love. He's been telling you he's wanting to get out of there for a long time. They got Colin Sexton. They got a couple of young pieces, but tough, man. One of the cities I would not want to be a coach there because our future is just so uncertain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is, why even? To me, like, why even come up to the NBA then? Like, I don't know. I don't know if there was some type of management aren't seeing eye to eye, or you could see how the team was before you came up. Like, like you could see that obviously LeBron's not there anymore. Like, Kevin Love isn't going to go out and win you 60 games this season. Like, this team's obviously a rebuilding team. Like, again, like you said, now they might win some games a little more now. They have Andre Drummond, they have Kevin Love, they have Darius Garland, the rookie, and they have Colin Sexton. But you have a good two guard system. You have Sexton and you have Garland, but still you have a lot of other pieces that you're going to have to work around. I mean, if you want to work through Kevin Love and Andre Drummond, maybe if that's your offense, you're going to focus more on them. Still got to go out and try to find like a small forward. I think they have who am I thinking of? What's the guy they just was it CD Osman? I think they still have. Like, I think they just gave him a pretty substantial deal, so he's going to be there for a little bit. But you need like more talent than you have. I mean, you got to give Garland, you got to give Sexton time to develop. So, I mean, I don't know what he was expecting though that he walked into. You weren't walking into like a fifth seed in the playoffs. Like, that's not what was happening. You're walking into a team that like everybody left. Like, they still have Tristan. So I mean, you got Tristan, Caleb, and Andre Drummond. If that's your building blocks. So I don't know. Whatever. He's gonna leave, and the Cavs are going to just be dysfunctional again for a while. That's all I say.
Oh man, the shots fired. All right, moving on. Um, the Chicago Bulls are seeking a new GM. You know, it must suck when you have an event like All-Star Weekend in your city and you see the turnout and you see how much revenue is produced and you see how much the city comes to life to support such a great event, and you don't have that same reaction when it comes to, your hometown team. Obviously, they haven't done much to help themselves. But I think that this is a direct reflection of, we just had All-Star Weekend here. Obviously, people here love basketball. Obviously, people here will show up if there's something worth showing up for. And now, hopefully, this pushes the Bulls to do the right thing, find a better GM, bring in better talent. Hopefully, Zach LaVine doesn't go to waste there, because he's a great talent. I don't know if he's the guy, but he could be the number 2 guy if they find a better guy, or maybe they could build around him. I'm not sure, but they definitely need to make some moves sometime soon.
Yeah, I don't really know who else is over there. I mean, I know they have not Sexton. I know they have
They
Levine. They got
McCain, what's his name? Lauri Markkanen.
Lauren Markkinen. They have Dunn still, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think they
Dunn.
have Kevin Dunn. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't know who else is really on that team. Honestly, to be honest with you, I know you have Levine, you got Dunn, you got Markkinen. So I mean, you have 3 solid young pieces there. But I mean, it's really like what else is there after that, you know?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's I don't know. You might have to wait until free agency if you can maybe attract a bigger name there, but I don't know who else is going to really want to come there. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. I don't really see the Bulls as one of those teams that goes out and signs like amazing free agents anyway. I mean, they drafted Rose, you drafted Luol Deng and all them. So I mean,
Jimmy Butler.
yeah. So I don't see them as one of those teams that make splashes in free agency anyway. Go out and sign like the big name $100 million player, build around. I don't see them like that. I see them more as a team that builds through the draft and gets smaller pieces here and there to support those franchise pieces. So I mean, between those 3, I mean between Dunn, LaVine, and Markkinen, you have 3 solid younger players. I feel like you got to kind of find that one, I guess, veteran piece that can go out and still score. Like they're like the team that should have took a chance on like Carmelo or something like that. Like why not? At this point, like you're not making the playoffs. Carmelo's sitting there and doesn't have a job. You might as well bring him in. Give Melo a chance. Melo could have came in, been scoring like 20-something for you as your starting small forward. So I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what they're gonna do. I don't know if a new GM's really gonna change anything. You need somebody that's gonna come in and that's gonna attract players that want to be there. That's what they're lacking right now. You know.
Yeah, it's just funny because in the past, Chicago has always been like the center of a lot of either trade talks or free agency signings. If you remember when Kobe and Shaq were going through their whole feuding process before before Shaq came to Miami, they were actually considering, or Kobe Bryant rather, was actually considering finding a way to move himself to Chicago. He was looking for schools in the area. He was looking for different houses in the area. Kind of when they were at the heat of their tension, he was like, "I need to get out of here. I'm going to go to Chicago." Obviously, that fell apart when Shaq was moved to Miami, and that became his team. And then in the 2010 free agency, LeBron and D Wade, they were looking for a place that they could come and play together. I know Chicago was one of those locations. Ended up working out better in Miami. They took a pay cut, brought Chris Bosh over. But I just think with the history that the Bulls have, it kind of makes them a place that players want to come and kind of relive the greatness that was once there. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. So to end it all off, Houston, who after making a lot of moves, getting rid of Clint Capella, their best interior defender, actually made 2 moves today. Originally signing DeMarre Carroll. I saw that we had that up on our Sportsmark page already, so good shit, Joe. And then actually while we were recording this, Jeff Green, who formerly played for the Utah Jazz, actually just got signed by the Houston Rockets as well. kind of beef up their starting, or not their starting, but rather their reserve lineup. Not too many. I think they had James Harden playing the 3 or the 4 one night. You're not going to
Yeah.
win very many games when PJ Tucker is your best defensive player. He's guarding Anthony Davis. Yes, you beat them that night. It's not going to be consistent. So I do like these moves. DeMarre Carroll, strong 3-and-D player. Jeff Green, later years of his career, has developed into a 3-and-D player. So good moves for them. We'll see how that kind of pushes them forward into the second half of the season. All right, man. So before we get on out of here, I covered everything that we had to cover. I want to know from you, what predictions do you have for the second half of the NBA season? Could be one, could be multiple, whatever you're feeling. Just everything that you've seen from the first half of basketball. What do you think is coming second half of the season?
What's a bold prediction I could make? It's tough. I think now that I know Zion just started playing, so I think Zion's gonna come up. I think Zion's gonna I think he's gonna steal Rookie of the Year from Ja Morant. I think he's that because right now Ja's to me Ja's far away Rookie of the Year. But I think now that Zion's back and he's been putting up double doubles, almost every night he's been playing 30-point games, 30 and 10, 20 and 10 games, stuff like that. And I think if he stays healthy and his minutes keep increasing and everything, I think by the end of the season he's going to be dropping 25 and 15 games every night, and he's going to win the Rookie of the Year. I think that's probably I don't see, I don't have too many surprise. I'm trying to think of a team that might jump into the playoffs out of nowhere and just be a shock, but I can't really think of any right now that I really would be too confident about naming. But that's one thing I think is going to happen. I think Ja Morant, if you had to do it the first half of the season, Rookie of the Year, it's Ja Morant far and away. But I think when the second half comes in, I think Zion's going to come in. Well, Zion's already playing, but I think he's going to get up to speed, play his 30-plus minutes a night. By the end of the season, I think he's going to steal Rookie of the Year from Ja.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that happening. Ja Morant, coming out of Murray State, we knew the hype on him. We saw what he was able to do in college. It translated very well to the NBA. I like his no bullshit attitude. He's willing to go at, players have already damn near cemented themselves as legends in the game, and no fear at all whatsoever going at them. So I could definitely see that happening. As far as prediction that I have, I don't know why. I really don't know why. And everybody's going to call this hate because they're the defending NBA champions, but I really don't care. I don't think that the Raptors can sustain the level that they're playing at right now. I think they're on some absurd winning streak, like an 18-game win streak or whatever the case is.
No, snap that. We snapped that.
Did you? Who, the Nets did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know previously before All-Star Weekend that they had a streak going on. I'm not sure that if they took it with them into the break, but I know that it was an impressive run. Here's the thing: is that last year you made it obviously made it to the NBA Finals. That's a very rigorous schedule. It's very exhausting. It's very tired. And you also had Kawhi Leonard to do all of that. This year, you're playing great in the East. You're doing a lot of great things. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain. Maybe perhaps they're able to keep it going the remainder of the season and finish off as top 2 seeds in the East. But I'm expecting an early round exit from the Raptors simply because it's tough, man. The NBA schedule, it's 82 games. You're on back-to-backs. You're flying across the country. You're very, very limited time for recovery, especially when you just won an NBA Finals against one of the best teams ever assembled in basketball. And yeah, you still got Kyle Lowry, you still got Pascal Siakam, you still got Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet. You're missing Kawhi Leonard, though, just the staple of what it was that you accomplished last year. And I think that Nick Nurse is a great coach. but I do think that they're not going to be able to sustain. I think that at some point in the season, either they're going to fall into the bottom 4 seeds. They're definitely making the playoffs, but I think at some point in the season, they either fall into the bottom 4 seeds or early round exit for the Raptors again, because yes, they're experienced. Yes, they've been there before, but Kawhi Leonard is a different beast. Oh, by the way, we forgot to mention Kawhi Leonard, All-Star Game MVP, won the Kobe Bryant All-Star Award. You know, they changed the All-Star MVP award to Kobe Bryant to honor Kobe Bryant, as they should, rightfully so. Good job, NBA. But yeah, man, you lose Kawhi Leonard. I definitely think that's a big hole that you can't fill with a Pascal Siakam, despite how good he's playing this year.
Yeah. Not yet, at least I'd say. I think Pascal's another couple of years before he's really like the guy. You know,
Yeah,
he kind of came out of nowhere, honestly, but like he's balling. But he just, I think, he's just tall, long, he can score, but I think he's just shooting. He needs to get a little better at his shooting. Defense is there, but I just again, and I think he needs a little more time. And then in another year or two, maybe we'll talk about it. But then you think about it, a year or two, he'll be talking about Kyle Lowry. He's probably going to be like mid-30s by then. He might not be there anymore. Saul might not be there anymore. Ibaka. So when he's peaking, other players are going to be past their prime, and they might not be able to keep playing how they were 2, 3, 4 years ago. So, it remains to be seen. I don't know how old Siakam is, but I think he needs another year or two to develop before he really be like, all right, this is. I mean, he's an all-star. He also this year, but I think it's a little too soon for him to be like, okay, this is your team. You're gonna guide us to the finals, and I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can sustain that level. Like you're saying, I don't know if he can sustain that level of all-star play or superstar play for 82 games straight, and then take on the playoffs, because the NBA playoffs is a whole different animal. And the NBA finals is even a more of a different animal than the rest of the playoffs. So
yep.
we remain to see if he can sustain his amazing level of play. I look at us last year, the Nets, and we made the playoffs, and then like it was like we overachieved. Like we got to the playoffs, and then like all our players that have been killing for us disappeared. The playoffs is a different animal, and we weren't ready for it. We made the the season goal was to make the playoffs, and then like when we made it, it's like, all right, well, what do we do now? Like we didn't think we were here. Like it was like we were just happy to be in the first round. Like people like Joe Harris would disappear, So I don't know. I think that I definitely get your prediction. I think they were honestly. I'm surprised they're playing as well as they are without Kawhi. Honestly, so
Yeah, me too.
yeah, I think that prediction though is a pretty good one.
All right, brother. Well, listen, man. Joe, aka Mr. Sportsmark, aka put the team on his back, though. I appreciate you coming on, man. Let the people know what else can we be looking out for in the near future.
Man, listen, we're all about consistency and building this, man. Building Sportsmark Nation and just pushing everybody. We're trying to bring everybody on, man. We're trying to get more consistent with everything. Basketball, we're gonna start flying through stuff on Court King. Like I said, as much as you want me to be on the show, I'll be happy to jump on and help and whatever I gotta do. You know, we got nosebleeds. We're gonna be doing a lot of off-season stuff for the NFL draft stuff, mock drafts, free agency stuff, combine, pro days. We have a lot of things that we gotta do. Super nosebleeds, recounts doing their thing. Jawbreaker, they're killing, crushing all the UFC stuff. We just got a lot of stuff that we're going through. I'm gonna start doing more XFL stuff. I'm watching that. I'm happy football is all year round now. It's awesome. As soon as the NFL ends in February, XFL starts up, and I think it's a 10-week season. So, I love it. Me, I'm a football. I'm a fanatic. I'm a junkie. Like I can't. So even that, like I love it. So I just get more into that. And like I said before, like, I was talking about, I think in the video I did last night, but just I want to see what happens as far as, are they gonna do like free agency? Are they gonna have a draft? Are they gonna have like, how do you keep acquiring the players other than just taking like free agents off the street? So I want to see what's gonna happen, how they're gonna build and grow on that league, because actually people are putting in, trying to get more teams into the XFL.
Yeah.
It's like I think it was something like 23 cities or something like that are already petitioning to try to get a team in their town or their city. So you know, we got a lot of stuff coming, man. A lot of stuff, and you know, I, you know, it's gonna be a lot, and I look forward to all of it. I look forward to doing all of it, talking about it, and just getting out there. Like I said, we always want the fans to be engaged. We always want reactions, comments. Like if we gotta come in hot and do a hot take and just and stir it up, and that's what we're gonna do. But, you know, we're not just trying to be these people that just post stuff and don't talk to nobody. Like
Yeah.
we're all about the fans and all about the engagement. So you know, we got a lot. I can ramble, so I'm not gonna start rambling. But
No, it's all good, useful information though. Like I said, man, I appreciate you being on. As far as Sportsmark family, keep an eye out for everything. We're ever growing, ever expanding. Just so much on the horizon to look forward to. A lot of new team members have been added to the mix of things, so a lot of different perspectives. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next installment of Court Kings. All right, peace
oh,
out, guys.
oh no.
Wow, what's up?
Oh no, I just had to say, just in honor of All Star Weekend, I had to wear the Windy City hat,
Oh
and,
yeah, for sure.
and I had to wear the Chicago Fire. I don't have a Bulls jersey, so I
Hey,
had to
no
be
free ads.
I had to be I had to be a Chicago fan for about an hour.
No, I appreciate it. You better appreciate that, Chicago.
Yeah, I'm putting on for y'all.
All right, y'all. We're out of here.
All right.